Oh God. Good morning, Houston. Good morning, America. And good morning to all my subscribers. How is everybody doing? How are you guys doing today? Oh, well. Clearing the energy, clearing the energy. Ah, wow. What can I tell you? I'm giving you a download. I know, right? I haven't been giving you downloads and doing astrology videos for some time now. Um, and most of them are in Patreon and specific content, specialized content. It's a lot of energy to do these videos, you know. Um, and of course, I mean, going through what I'm going through, moving, the drama and this secret society, masonry, coven, with judges involved, lawyers involved, doctors involved, whole surveillance, all try to take me down and other people down. It's a bigger conspiracy than what than most people realize. It's not just a targeted individual. It's an attack against chosen ones and light workers by these secret societies and covens, and they're all going down. They're all going down. Judges, lawyers, the, the illegal protection that they're getting from these secret societies. All that is going down. You're going down. You're going down. Because nothing is above God. Nothing. So that got a download for me, and that was good. Like, yay, because what has been happening to us has been an utter injustice, utter injustice, and it will be balanced. So I'm happy about that. Uh, it's only made me stronger. It's only made me stronger, and people like me, our like working children, were made us stronger, because we are warriors. We are warrior priests. We fight. And I tell you, fighting is what I know how to do best. I come from royal lineage. I know it. Maybe they think I don't know it. And the most of us don't know that we come from royal lineage. We know. And no magic can surpass my magic. So, not even a dent. Try to kidnap people, try to kidnap chosen ones and put them in underground caves and do experiments on them. We know all about what's going on. Trying to dismantle the grid and have to fight each other, gas prices up on purpose, food shortage, water shortage on purpose, so people can fight each other, kill each other, while the elite go underground in their nice caves while there's chaos up here. So in hoping that they would kill each other and then they take over. That's the shadow side of the Aquarian age. One taking over the whole. Same story, different period. But I say that to say that we got to hit the ball rolling. We got to hit the ball rolling. You all remember they did a documentary on The Secret. Remember? Yo sé que nunca. The Secret, right? And then there's a little book called The Secret. You've all heard me talk about it, and a lot of you know about it. And the secret is that in order to attract what you want, you have to understand that there is a law that governs desire, attraction. The law of attraction. The law of attraction is a concept, which I'm going to describe in a minute, but it's also a principle that's written. You've seen my videos, and I told you that God the God that we don't know, the God that we've never seen, the God that formed us in the womb, and even though we do not know it, this God created all of the cosmos and then stood behind it, hiding from creation. The blackness of space symbolizes that veil, while the white and blue of our heavens symbolizes the illusion of a physical world. This world that you see out here, this world that you see out here, which we call carbon matter, where our buildings are made of, which has no life, our trees are made of, and our insects, animals, birds, and even us humans, we are made of this carbon matter, this physical substance we call carbon matter. God is not made of that. So that's already an illusion. God is not made of carbon matter. He's made of some kind of ethereal substance that we have no idea what it is. And we do have that same substance within us. The best name that we can come up with is called the soul. Where does the soul come from? Well, think of an ocean. An ocean is a body of water. We can say that that's God. And yet, if we take a cup, right, and dip it in that ocean and take a cup of water, or maybe a teaspoon, we've just taken part of the soul from that body of water. So the soul, so the ocean, the water, that's why they ascribe the ocean to God and divinity. So if I go to the ocean, I take a little bit of water, so a teaspoon now. Well, that's God. Just a little bit, but that's God. And every chemical component composition that's in that water is in the same drop. So Darwin theory says that life began in the water. That's actually true. And then evolved on land. So, but in occult philosophy, they talk about the soul being fire. So let's move away from water and let's go to fire. The Big Bang. Boom. Now we got everything of the known and unknown, the visible and invisible worlds ad infinitum. Was that Big Bang God? No. That Big Bang was his finger dipping into the fabric of dark matter, the blackness of space. That blackness of space will be discussed in another entry. But God did this. He was like a dip. And the Big Bang occurred. And everything that became real and unreal, invisible and invisible, is a direct DNA of that dip. Another example is you can go to when you want to get a pregnancy test, right? It's a pregnancy test or some kind of sugar ink block test. Well, you cut your finger and you smear it to see if the test results. Well, that's the same thing as the dip. I cut my finger and a little speck of blood. We got 4.5 milliliters of blood in our bodies. Yet that little speck of blood, has the same chemical composition by volume and mass and proportion as the entire 4.5 milliliters of blood. So we are God, and that little speck of blood, barely visible, is our offspring. Because it has the same chemical element and composition as the whole. So, going back to the concept of fire, that Big Bang was what we call the divine spark, which caused everything to happen. And souls that are to be born from this divine spark will become later our trees, our plants, our animals, our insects, and us. Different categories of souls. The divine spark. So we are a divine spark of the Creator. And now we have become human. Some have become plants, flowers, and some have become, we call this life wave. There are different life waves. We have Cyrus, which is 8 light years away from Earth. Yet, in Cyrus, we have an entirely different system than us. But not that different. We have a planet Earth that moves synchronically with our moon. We have one star, right? We got one star burning hydrogen. But in Cyrus, we have a binary star system. 2 suns rolling, just like our Earth and the moon. And the planet that is being sustained by this binary star is totally different from our planet. The atmosphere is different. I know, I've been to Cyrus. The atmosphere is different. The only thing that's similar to our planet that's in Cyrus is water. Yes, we have bodies of oceans in Cyrus. It's not exactly covalent bonding, which is an oxygen and 2 hydrogen. That's what creates water. It's a little, the chemistry, the covalent bonding of the composition of water, for us, it's 45 degrees. Covalent bonding is the only kind of chemical bonding. If you do chemistry and organic chemistry, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Covalent bonding does not exist in any other living and non-living substance except in water. Well, we have a different mathematical configuration. It might be 35, 37 instead of 45 like us. That's what gives water the property that it has. It's wet, it's, in Cyrus, it's a little bit more denser. And it has a luminous glow to it. It looks a little creepy. And there's a feel of a fluff that comes out of it. And there are light forms underneath that water. And when you look up, instead of seeing one sun, you see 2 suns, one here and one here. It is extremely hot in Cyrus. And the orbital movement of the planet, it doesn't stay on a 0-degree latitude. It dips down, then it goes up, and then it dips down, then it goes up as an orbit. Like Pluto, We got all the planets in one line, right? Right? We got the Sun, we got Mercury, we got Venus, we got Mars, Uranus, and Pluto is all the way down here. Imagine Pluto orbiting like this, whoop, and then down, and then whoop, and then up, and then down, and whoop. That will be seeing Pluto rising before the Sun. Well, that's the kind of orbital ubiquity of this binary star. We know nothing of its chemical composition. But the spark of God is in that planet, and it is part of God. It's another expression. The Milky Way galaxy, which is the galaxy that we're in, has scientists have not been able to reach a number of how many stars are here. Okay? Google Milky Way galaxy and look at the picture. It's a spiral universe. We are at the tail end of the last arm of that spiral. But if you take that one spiral, cut the bitch in half. Cut the bitch in half. We're right here. And this is the arm of the spiral universe, and then there's like a spiral. And there's several arms. We are at the last end of it. Right here. We're right here. You cut the bitch in half. Half an arm. You don't even take a whole arm. Half the arm. That whole strip has about 178 trillion stars. You mean to tell me that there's no life form in none of them? Just us right here at the tail end? Fuck out of here. There is no number in science that can reach how many stars is in our Milky Way galaxy. Let me tell you something. Every single one of those stars has life in them. Every single one. So there are many people, especially religious fundamentalists. Oh, how dare you! Because that is holier than thou. How dare you say that? Blasphemy! And those are the very same ones behind the scenes that are doing all kinds of witchery, sorcery, and witchery. The very same ones. Hypocrites. And let me tell you, it says in the Bible, the imagination, it says in the Bible, the kingdom of God has not reached the imagination of man. It can't. We only use 5%, 7%. Some people think even 4% of our brain. The other 97, the other 95, what the fuck is it? We don't know. DNA, we only were able to decode 2% of our DNA. The other 98, we know nothing about. But that's another mystery. Because those bases, nucleotides of the DNA double helix molecule, the reason why the scientists cannot understand it is because they are deactivated. In order to activate the DNA, it has to be a marriage. And we keep those secrets. So, if mankind is not evolved to a certain degree of evolution, those DNAs will not be activated. When man reaches a certain level of consciousness and elevation, then the DNAs become activated. And then we get to know what they're for. And there are all kinds of uses, magical powers. Stan Lee, Super Friends, that's not fake. That shit is real. Fantastic Four, that's all real. That's all real. We have the ability to do all kinds of things. The church talks about the fall of man. The fall of man is not sin. It's that we were deactivated. Our DNA became deactivated. And we became engrossed in matter and lost our memory of who we were. That was by design. Lord Jehovah comes to mind. The ruler of our system. We won't go into that. You all know, because I serve the same God, right? I carry the star. So, There are many, many mysteries. Some of them terrifying. Terrifying. That you have to know. It's time that you know them. This may not be for everybody. Because not everyone is at that level of evolution to even know how to handle these gifts. I got people trying to kill me, from personal friends, lovers, family members, to the fucking government. No, it's not paranoia. No, I told you it's real. It's real. Because they know we know. Especially that we are of royal lineage and this information is not new to us. That's why we're so heavily targeted. Because with our gifts, we are illuminating the world. We're educating the world. We're teaching the world. We're trying to advance the consciousness of humanity. So that we can compete with these beings that are coming. Don't forget that these beings are coming. And we have to be ready. Many of you asked me, well, Uncle Fernando, how can we prepare? How do we prepare? I'm going to tell you. I did tell you partially. We got to go back to our ancestral worship. You have to do it. And if you don't know, fucking find out. Something freely given is never respected. Knowledge. But this knowledge is not for free. Trust me, I'm paying a price for being on the air and putting my life on the line of all that kind of stuff. So when I ask for donations, they were earned. Because this is not, it's transactional energy. You benefit from it. And it keeps me sustained. That's why I don't give too many of these downloads. But you have to know this stuff. We're entering the Aquarian age. The Pisces age is over. It's over. The church era is over. The stars of Pisces are not as visible as they used to be 2,500 years ago. Now you see more the urn of Aquarius. The dial is moving. We need to get out of this victim and lack mentality and enter Stan Lee's Super Friends mentality. Because that's where we're heading. But going back to The Secret. Yo sé que nunca. The Secret. Something was not told to you completely about The Secret. Now, I have mentioned it before, and I think it went over some people. Oh, the government, they love that. They love it when you don't get it. They love it. Here's the thing. First of all, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and really make a decision to decide that what you're looking at in the mirror is real or not. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you are seeing only one aspect of yourself, which is the physical form and body. There are 7 bodies to you. And I mentioned it before in my other video. There's 7 bodies to you. You are only acquainted with 1, maybe 2. But we need to hit this running. You need to be acquainted with all 7. Because here is where the magic lies. Our school system doesn't teach us this. Our churches doesn't teach us this. So it debases us of our own power. And this was premeditated. Because if you know anything about the story of Jesus, Jesus says in the book of Matthew that we have the ability to do what we want and that we have the ability to be gods ourselves. He walked on water. One of the famous verses that Jesus will say is, what I can do, you also can do. That's all to the book of Matthew, book of John, Luke, Peter. What I can do, you also can do. Where he told Peter that you can walk on water, because Jesus walked on water, and Jesus said you can walk on water. All you have to do is have faith. What does faith? What's another word that you can substitute faith with? Belief. Belief. Peter started walking on water because he started to believe. But the minute he doubted, he began to drown. And Jesus had to pull him up. I don't believe it really happened like that. And that's what makes this entry in the book of Matthew kind of allegorical. No, it doesn't happen like that. Once you develop the gift and concept of belief, you don't lose it. But to get there can take you a lifetime or many lifetimes. Jesus spoke in parables. And in the book of Matthew, Jesus does talk about other beings from other star systems. Yes, he does. But it's codified. You don't understand it, and the church, even Sunday school is crap. What they should be teaching you in Sunday school is how to learn to read the Bible, how to decode this stuff, how to put it together. But they don't. They teach you the same allegorical stories of Mark, Luke, Peter, and John. Mark, Luke, Peter, and John. Mark, Luke, Peter, and John. Occasionally they throw Romans or Corinthians or Ephesians or Galatians, but they're going Mark, Luke, Peter, and John. Mark, Luke, Peter, and John. And they never talk about the book of Numbers. They never talk about Leviticus. They don't even tell you what that is. They never talk about the book of Revelation and break it down. No, Mark, Peter, Luke, and John. Mark, Peter, Luke, and John. Essentially Romans, essentially Galatians. Again, Mark, Peter, Luke, and John. Mark, Peter, Luke, and John. And they keep it. I used to be bored to death with something like that, and they all talk about the same thing every fucking Sunday. Let's talk about something else in this Bible, in this bitch. Let's talk about Ezekiel and the extraterrestrial that came down in the ship with all kinds of light. And then another one came from underneath the mothership. And when it landed, the earth trembled and people fell to the ground. And he talked about 4 beings coming down with different figures. Talk about that. They don't talk about it. Mark, Peter, Luke, and John. Mark, Peter, Luke, and John. Mark, Peter, Luke, and John. Corinthians, occasionally, Galatians, Ephesians. Again, Mark, Peter, Luke, and John. Mark, Peter, Luke, and John. You even do a beat with it. Mark, Peter, Luke, and John. Mark, Peter, Luke, and John. And then I move from that. That's on purpose. That's on purpose. That's why I'm doing a series on the Bible and decoding it. That's going to be our Sunday school. And teach you what's in this book so that you can have some respect and reverence for it. Not everything in that book is corrupt or altered. Uncle Fernando will tell you what to read and what not to read. Not that I'm going to order you to do it, but so use discernment. I'm going to teach you how to use discernment. Because in that Bible, it talks about the secret things it does. No fucking minister or priest breaks that down. And in seminary school, they learn this, but they take an oath not to discuss this with you. So back to the secret. 1 minute. That's why a lot of people don't like Sunday school. It's fucking boring. They talk about the same thing. And God forbid that you have a thought. Oh, they don't talk about it. Oh, no, that's not, no, we're not talk about it. Oh, no. I am so fucking happy that the church era is finally coming to a close. I applauded Fidel Castro when he burned down all the churches in Cuba because they were the enemy. Don't get me wrong now. This is not the enemy, but the institutions that are called churches. That's the enemy because they're not really teaching you this. And this has been altered enough, and they still won't talk about what's in here that can really help advance humanity. And yet they flood you with all kinds of distractions to push you away from the spirit. We are going to have to get past that. The day will come where we will no longer be carrying crosses to represent Jesus. Because we're going to be living in a different age, and we're going to have another chain to represent the God that's coming, whatever that is. It's all the same God in different cloaks. But we ain't going to have no fucking cross in the Aquarian age. That's not the proper symbol now. That was with Pisces, and that's gone now. Something else will replace it. Like it had in all other eras and epochs. That's why I did a video about eras and epochs and periods. You need to know this so you can understand the chronology of time and how things repeat themselves over time. The great Solomon said it. He said it. Nothing is new under the sun. All has been here before. Human experiments, that happened in Egypt. Human experiments, that happened in Atlantis. Human experiments, that happened in Lemuria. Gene splicing and gene manipulation, that happened in Atlantis. It happened in Lemuria. It happened in Egypt. And it's happening now. The same way. We have underground caves now. We had them then. Nothing is new under the sun. The Anunnaki in Sumer, that wasn't the original beginning. That's not the beginning of mankind and civilization. It's a recapitulation of what happened before. And I'm going to say it, and I'm going to sound like a broken record. Nothing is new under the sun. All has been here before. Now, back to the secret. What they don't tell you is that, first of all, let me tell you what they do tell you. If you, let's say you have an ailment, well, let me use myself as an example. I had a back pain, occasional back pain, and then I get spiritual back pain. And sometimes it can be really severe. I don't act on the pain. I don't go, oh, yeah, you know what I say? Oh, there's no pain. I have no pain. And I keep walking and doing what I'm doing. And you can see sweat coming down from the pain. But I refuse to acknowledge the pain. I sever it spiritually, mentally, no. And I keep moving, keep going. I'm good. You know, let me go to the gym and let me do some squats. And I start doing shit which can be kind of detrimental if you have a sprained nerve or something or disc on your back and you do a wrong move that can fuck you up. Nah, I don't think about that. No fear. I even start lifting boxes into the pain. Do you know that in 7 to 8 minutes the pain goes away? Because I did not let the pain come in here. Blocked it out. Me and my partner, we talk about, I don't talk about money often, but some of my partners, especially some of them from the past, do. Oh, there's not enough money here. Oh, there's not enough money there. All these bills to do. Oh, we got to pay the taxes. Oh, we got to pay the insurance. All this. Oh, no. Aye. There's no money in the account, Mr. Prudhomme, to pay this. We need $10,000 by next week. And I'd be like, the money's there. No, it ain't. Look at the bank statement. Look at the. And I'm like, the money's there. You don't see it, but the money's there. What are we going to do? They're still in that fear mode because they allow that in. I said, there is plenty of money. What do you mean? We owe what, 10,000? But there's over 35,000 here. What are you talking about? There's plenty of money. We got plenty of money. And they look at me like I'm crazy. Like, yo, you motherfucker, you're fucking crazy. You fucking do stuff. Get out of here, shit. Some people have put on me. The week comes and the money is due. At the last minute, someone sends me a $10,000 donation. That covered it. That person did not know what to do, did not know what to say. And he wrote me an email of an apology. This happened 4 times. Now he no longer questions me. Or if there's no money, kind of like, oh no, if the money's there, it's there. No. Belief is power. Knowledge is not power. Money is not power. Belief is power. The Arabs, the Muslims, they're correct about this. They're correct. Belief is power. But there is a discipline involved here when it comes to manifesting what you want. You're not just going to think, I want this, and then, whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. No. There's a process that you have to master first before you can manifest like that. A lot of people ask me, how could this mother like that? I want to be that kind of magician. Yeah, you can be, but you probably don't have enough discipline to train your mind to acquire what you want. You have to, and it's so fucking simple. And then when I mention this, then I'm going to go into the parallel world because it all adds up to the parallel world. But understand that the mind is God. The mind is everything. Everything. The mind is God. Or at least it is a vehicle of God towards manifestation. That's a better statement. The mind is everything is God, right? But the mind is a vehicle that's used to create or destroy. But there is discipline involved here. And The Secret, the book, doesn't talk about it. It left that part out. It did. The movie, The Secret, or the documentary documentary. They left that out too. Left it out. They left it out. Now, I'm going to tell you what they left out. Once I teach you this, you should never have any problems manifesting anything. But it's up to you to develop the discipline. So, why is it that some of us, well, some people, not me, some people, they visualize. I did mention to you Oprah Winfrey, this was back in the 80s, late 80s, interviewed Jim Carrey. And she asked him, how have you become so successful and so rich? And he's a Capricorn. I love Jim Carrey. And he said a phrase that it was so simple, it fucked everybody up. Even Oprah was with her mouth open. Hold on, I have yes, hello, you're on the air. I'm doing a video.
Just letting you know everything was all good for the day.
Oh, thank you. I'll call you back. Okay. Let me tell you. You have 2 states of mental process when it comes to thought. Let me get a napkin. That was Miss Farmer letting me know that, my hotel bills have been paid. We pay every day. In the hundreds. Thank God I'm moving Monday to my beautiful place down here and put an end to this nightmare that I've been going through. We have two states. We call it abstract thought and concrete thought. Now, we always have thoughts. People have thoughts every single day. How come people don't manifest those thoughts? How come if you think of a thought, it doesn't manifest automatically? The universe made it that way on purpose. Otherwise, we will be manifesting thoughts all day long into concrete reality. Even stupid thoughts, silly thoughts. The mind was designed to take its time in discriminating what thoughts to entertain and what thoughts not to entertain. Abstract thoughts are passing thoughts. Think of it like a highway, the Beltway, I-95. These are isolated roads, but then they merge into a maze of many roads, right? All kinds of roads and loops. And you have cars, all kinds of cars, different colors, different sizes, different models. Can you imagine trying to visualize each one of these passing cars? Too fast, too quick, too many colors, too many, thoughts are like that. We call them abstract thoughts. They're thoughts that we entertain for a minute. In order for you to manifest what you want, the law of attraction, you cannot use abstract thought. Passing thoughts. Thoughts that you only give it a minute, and then the next minute you're thinking something else. Those are abstract thoughts. For you to manifest what you want, you have to move from abstract thought to concrete thoughts. Here is the Achilles heel. The law of attraction occurs here in concrete thought, not abstract thought. How do you get to the concrete thought? Jim Carrey told Oprah, to segue back to that piece. How do you visualize all these? How do you get all these things? And he said, I visualize these things coming to me. Pow! That was a bombshell. I remember that interview. And I'm like, I must have been, I think, maybe 21, maybe 20. And I'm like, I'll be damned. Jim Carrey knows. If you want something, you have to give it concrete thought. But that statement in itself is an abstract. What the fuck is a concrete thought? It's not what it is. It's what it becomes. It's a process. It's a disciplinary process to get to develop and train the mind to bring down concrete thoughts. Are you the type of person that you can't keep a thought in your mind because you're easily distracted by other incoming thoughts and in-passing thoughts? Can you control the incoming and outgoing thoughts and stick to one thought for a particular time? If you're having problems, you cannot manifest. What do? You need to be trained to control your mind, to quiet your mind, and visualize, like being in a movie theater and there's a movie screen. You're sitting down watching your own thought. And you have to visualize what you want. But you got to visualize it in such a way that you can smell it. You can taste it. You can feel it. And then you got to hold the thought. That's the hard part. because there's always distractions and incoming thoughts. And this is why many gurus and ascended masters isolate themselves and go to mountains and go to Himalayas and they go to discipline the mind, to control the mind from the mental highway of thoughts, coming in and out, incoming, output. And a lot of people don't know how to hold the thought for a particular frame of time. If you were to close your mind and hold the thought, how many minutes can you hold the thought? Most people can't do it. It's impossible. You're doing good if you can hold the thought for 20 seconds. Can you hold it for 30 seconds? 50, 60, a minute, 2 minutes. It takes people months, years to train the mind to hold a visualized thought. The longer you hold on to a thought, you visualize it, the more concrete it becomes. Then you have to release it. You can't go back to it. You release it. Then the concrete thought becomes reality. Now it manifests. That's the magic. That's the secret. But it's better said than done. Because what's difficult is how to train the mind to hold the thought. Now, there are meditative exercises that you can do that will train you how to, and you cannot use what you want to train your mind, or you're going to fuck up the vision of what you want. It'll come out distorted when it eventually comes. You have to use certain things, and I'm going to show you what I mean, okay? Give me 1 minute. You want to be a magician? You need to learn to control your thoughts. Plain and simple. Now, if you cannot, this is how you train your mind to push out unnecessary thoughts, push out incoming thoughts, and focus. If you don't know how to visualize, you have to learn. Can't do it no other way. You got to get past the barrier of abstract thought and break the threshold into concrete thought. That's not going to be easy. You have to train your mind to do this first before you can visualize. For example, you start out with something small. Something small. A cigarette butt. Look at it. Close your mind, your eyes, and see how long you can hold the thought of that cigarette butt in your mind. Have a stopwatch. Can you hold it for 2 minutes? 1 second, 3 seconds? It begins to fade. Or do you allow other thoughts to come in and you try to stop it, but then you lose it? Okay, then that means you can only hold the vision for 2 seconds. You're going to have to train your mind to break through this barrier. You look at this for 1 minute. Look at everything about the cigarette. The little white specks, the burnt ashes, the white part, and even what it says, the little new part. All those little details. Look at it. Then close your mind and visualize every single detail, even the background table and the color. Look at it in your mind. The longer you can hold it, let's say maybe yesterday was 2 seconds. Today it's 5 seconds. Tomorrow it might be 7 seconds. You have to it's a muscle. You have to train your mind. This takes work and it takes effort. And a lot of people don't want to put the work. That's why this stuff don't manifest. Once you master holding this for a minute is a long time. It's good. You go on to another object that's a little bigger. And then another one of a different shape and a little bigger. And then a little bigger. A little bigger. And when you get to 2 minutes, 3 minutes, it could be months or even years. It takes time to develop this. When you can develop this, when you can hold this for 3 minutes, you can manifest all that's out here. Now you've broken through the barrier. Now you're in concrete thought. Now you can manifest. Now you are a magician. Okay? There is a process involved here. There is a Scientology involved here. You just don't go any minute, money more, go oop, boop, or wave the magic wand and poof, here it is. Boop, here it is. No. That's Hollywood. Magic is very scientific, very disciplined, and only few are adept to master it. That's why these secrets are guarded. So they doesn't fall in the hands of fools who don't know what they're doing. Guys, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this treatise, this download. We will go into part 2 because I believe we are past the hour to do part 2. Let's see. Let's take a look. Okay, now we got 8 more minutes. The parallel universes. And I'm going to be talking about it, periodically. Yes, there are parallel worlds and there are parallel universes. We create parallel worlds too and universes. In the Psalms, it says in the book of Psalms, in Psalm 84, it says, "What? Don't you know that you are also gods and that you can also create?" It's in the Bible. It's there. We can create. We're no different than the Creator. But there is a Scientology, there's a process here, and the church kept this from us. And government and the educational system does not teach us this. Only for the elite. And this is done through the Ivy League schools. That's why they're Ivy League. What they teach there, they don't teach in other universities because it's designed for the elite and the 13 families that rule the world. All right. So you'll understand that everything has been done and kept from us by design. Okay, the devil had his day. We're past Pisces in the church era. It's gone, it's done. We're in Aquarius now. Now it is the time for the people. And the extraterrestrials. Because Aquarius rules extraterrestrials. How can we be in an Aquarian age without extraterrestrials? They're gonna make their presence known. Believe me when I tell you. They're gonna make their presence known. And it says it in the Bible. There will come the time where I shall not walk with you. This is the extraterrestrial talking to Simeon in the Bible. And we shall leave, but which will return. It's in there. Now that they're returning. I came as the lamb, Jesus in Pisces, and I shall return as the lion. That's Aquarius. The opposite polarity, Leo. And these beings that are coming here, they look like lions. I kid you fucking not. It's in the Bible. In there. It's in there. So I think it's time that I decode this for you because no one's doing it. And other fellow priests and high priests and astrologers are not doing it. I don't see it. And it's almost like setting humanity up to fail, to be destroyed, by not giving it its proper ammunition to advance further. Because we're going to have beings coming here from other star systems that we know nothing about, and we have no idea what their agenda is, but we know they're coming. And these elites, they know they're coming. That's why they have these underground bunkers and shit going on. Oh, Lord have mercy. There's so much going on that some of it I really can't tell you. What? They will blow up this building and kill everybody. Everybody just to get to me, for sure. If I say those secrets. This job is dangerous and it's certainly not for the weak. It is a sacrifice. And a very lonely one too. And having these secrets can be very burdensome. But who's going to do it? We are of royal lineage. So it is going to take people like us to do this and teach you and advance you, because those that should be doing it are not doing it. I cannot discuss the parallel world game. When I have something to tell you about a particular topic and I don't do it, it's a spirit takes over and they're like, no, that can wait. Expound on this. And that's what happened. I had to do that. So I'm going to have to do another video on the parallel world. Guys, thank you so much. Please donate. Habakkuk, HABAKU 5 K. Habakkuk. Or Zelle 347-485-6258. And of course, there's always PayPal, the link, the People's Astro. Thank you very much. I appreciate your donations. I love you very much. Or call for a reading or birth chart or to enroll in my school, which begins next week, registration, or take some of my occult classes. The descriptions of them are inside the New School of Alexandria through my website, thepeoplesastrology.com. Guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you back shortly.